Welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans, and guess what else is back? Fire starter. Let me show you how it works. We're going to build a fire in our big Regency extra large hybrid wood stove. I believe this is the F5200. It's been great so far. Now I'm going to show you how I like to use this. I just put 2 pieces of wood in, leave a decent gap between the two. Take an average size handful of the fire starter. And just set that dropper right between the wood. And I like to leave just a little bit of air gap here when I start stacking wood on top of it. We'll put 1 piece back in the back here before we light it. We'll light the fire starter. You can use a match, anything you want. I just got one of those little torches. Then I build over top of it. But the key is, like I said, you want that little bit of air gap above it. Now I saw Andrew from Easton Made. I gave him a bag of this fire starter at the Paul Bunyan show, and he was using some kindling, and you don't need to do that at all with this stuff. This is good oak firewood. It's dry, but no kindling required. You can use it if you want. You can do anything you want. I don't really care, but you just don't need to use it. Just going to stack on top of it in a little crisscross pattern. That's all there is to it. We're just going to do a little time lapse here, and we'll have a rip-roaring fire going in no time. All right, it's been about 10 minutes so far. I just added 2 bigger pieces on top, but like I said, no kindling required. This stuff works just fantastic. And we've got some really, really good feedback from people that bought this last time. We sold about 800 bags last time we showed this in a video. And that was in the first 16 hours, and we had to make it out of stock on the website so we could catch up on all the orders. It was a very busy week getting all those orders out, but we learned a lot. So one of the things we learned was this. We sold, like I said, about 805 1.75 pound bags, but a lot of people were buying 3 at a time. So that told us people wanted it in bigger quantities. So along with the 1.75 pound bag, we also have a huge 5 pound bag. Now, out of one bag like this, you could probably start, I don't know, 14 to 18 fires, and that's a big, decent-sized handful. I gave a buddy of mine a bag the other day, and he uses a lot less than what I do, which you probably could. But I'm saying you could probably start 15 to 20 fires out of a bag like this, 1.75 pounds, and we also have the big 5 pound bags now. Now we're also going to start offering this in cedar as well as pine. We have the 1.75 pound bags of that and the big 5 pound bags. Now as far as burn time goes, I haven't noticed much difference between the two. Each batch that we make, I go outside, I do a little test burn. Probably not necessary, but I like doing it. Out of the cedar the other night, I got one going for almost 20 minutes. It was just a handful of the cedar fire starter. I lit it out there in the stones, and it was like 19 minutes and 45 seconds. The initial, 5 minutes, we had a flame 12 to 14 inches tall. But between the pine and the cedar, I don't see a huge difference in performance. But maybe for those of you that got pine last time, maybe try a bag of cedar this time, and let me know which you like best, and we'll probably decide which one we're going to offer, you know, here on out, depending on the feedback that we get. But I don't see much difference between the two. But the cedar does, I don't know, in my opinion, looks a little better and smells a little bit better, if that's important to you. As you can see, I'm in the game room of the building here, and I haven't got much more pine put up since the last time I showed you, because Levi and I have been very busy making fire starter. We have probably 12 or 1,300 bags, and that includes 150 each of the 5-pound bags. What we're planning on doing is offering this up probably once a month. And for those of you that have emailed about wholesale orders, we just need to up production. We're working on figuring a way out on doing that. Also, Dean Kraut in Eastern PA, he's making as much as he can as well. I got a couple hundred bags from him a few weeks ago. And probably the first week of deer season, I'm going to meet up with him again and get some more. If you are in Eastern PA, though, and you'd like to get it straight from Dean, what he makes, I'll put his email down below, and we'll keep shipping what we make and some of what Dean makes. It is pretty labor intensive. The cedar costs just a little bit more, and the reason is the cedar costs more, and we have to separate out some fines. I like the bigger flake. It seems to perform better. A lot of people have mentioned before why we don't use the sawdust from the sawmill. It's too fine. You need those flakes for the proper airflow. And I've seen people make fire starter out of sawdust before, but it's just like 90% wax. And I think the sawdust is more of just a filler. So I prefer the flakes better than the sawdust. So that's the story on the fire starter. This is what we have to offer. Pine, 1.75 pound bag, $11.99. Pine, big 5-pound bag, $30. Cedar, small bag, $13.99. Cedar, big 5-pound bag, $34.99. And we're also offering a small bag of pine and the Outdoors with the Morgans calendar for $25. There's the old Highboy right there. I love that truck. But if and when we find ways to really increase production or lower our cost of materials for making the fire starter, the cost may come down a little bit, but I actually think it's a pretty good deal right now. Like I said, out of the small bag, you can start at least 15 fires with it, probably closer to 20. And you know, we all know how to start a fire. Everybody that watches this channel knows how. But it just works fantastic. It really does. I'm really excited about it, and it just saves so much time. You know, I come over here to the building first thing in the morning, and I have a fire going in a few minutes, and I'm off doing something else. I usually come over here about 5:30 a.m., and I think it is a perfect fit for our channel. You know, 90% of the people that watch our channel probably either have a wood burner, or they have an outdoor fire pit, or they have campfires. And you can use this for all of that. It'd also be a good idea for Christmas gifts, I think. The next go around in a few weeks or so, I think what we'll do, I don't know, I really like this label as it is, but Melissa was thinking maybe add some red and green and make a Christmas label, and you could give these out as Christmas gifts for people that have wood burners or, you know, like to sit around their fire ring or whatever. But that's the plan on that. That's the story on the fire starter. But anyway, right now we're going to head down to the wood yard. I got the tractor warming up outside. It's cold out there. It's about 25 degrees. I think it's supposed to get above freezing today. But I want to go over a few things on the new building down there. There are a lot of questions on that. And also show you what the plan is moving forward. And I think we're going to dig into the shale pit and get ready for when these guys wrap up the building. All right, we're in the tractor. It looks so nice and warm out there, but it is not. Cold and windy today. I got some 6x6s on the forks here. I'm just going to drop them off, grab my fuel tank, take it down. The excavator needs a little bit of fuel. We'll warm it up, and then we'll take a look at the building. I think the skid loader could use some fuel too. I want to fill up all the tractors, excavator, skid loader, and then probably tomorrow I'll go get this tank filled up again. I think fuel prices are going to Be going up even more here very soon. All right, we're down here at the building. The guys will be back on Monday to put the roof on and button things up. They got snowed out the other day, but I can't wait till this is done. But what I want to talk about, when I came down here the other day, they already had all the posts in the ground, and I wish I could have shown you, but they auger a big hole, and then at the bottom of the hole they have like a big, I don't know, I guess you call it a big concrete cookie. It's probably 4, 5, 6 inches thick, 18, 20 inches in diameter, and that's at the bottom of the hole, and the post sets right on it. They don't pour concrete around the post. This is just the way we do it around here, and we've had very good luck. There are thousands of buildings built the exact same way that last years and years. I had some people tell me that, you know, the post will rot off in 5 years. My deck was built the exact same way as this, and the posts are fine after 29 years. Everyone has a different opinion on things, but I think the key is people live in different areas and they do things differently. I think it's important to have good drainage, good soil. I don't think wrapping it in plastic would do anything. Just the freeze-thaw cycles, there's no way that plastic's going to hold up. It's probably actually going to hold more water up against the post. Some people said tarring it, that might work too. But bottom line is, everyone builds buildings just like this. They have for years around here, and it works out just fine. I have no fear of these posts rotting out before I do. Oh, and one more thing, we'll quit talking about posts. They do have to be pressure treated, which these are. And these are actually laminated posts. I'll show you that. These are like 4 2x6s laminated together. They say these are stronger. I probably agree with that. And I will say something else. They stay so much straighter. I mean, these are long posts because we got 14 foot of ceiling here, and they're probably in the ground 4 feet. So these are probably 18, 20 footers, and they are straight as an arrow. But they definitely have to be pressure treated. I have had people, you know, like when I put the posts in the ground for the gate down in West Virginia, ask me why I didn't just saw posts on my sawmill and why I would buy posts when I can make my own. It's because I cannot pressure treat posts. Now, if you just put like a white pine in the ground or a red pine, probably about 4 or 5 years, it is going to rot. But the pressure treated posts, just like this, are going to be fine. So what I'm going to do now, well, I got the excavator running. I'm going to go back over there behind me into the bank and dig some more of that shale out. It's not going to rain or snow much, I don't think, in the next couple days. So I'm going to get me a nice pile of shale over there, and when these guys are done, I'll fill in this area right here a little bit. As you can see, there's probably a foot and a half of fill in that corner. I'll bring that out and blend all this in, and I'll probably even need a little bit more inside the building right in here, get this all tracked in, and then out here I may even put some geotextile, but I'd like to get all this stoned so I can stay out of the mud, you know, in the next week or so. It'd be good to get all that done. And I think I mentioned the other day, in the spring we'll put some walls up. We'll figure out, you know, what the workflow is. Sawmill will sit at that end out there. Wolfe Ridge splitter and conveyor will be over in there with the conveyor sticking out into the wood bunker. And then on this side here, I think we'll come down off those posts a few feet and just have a lean-to the whole length of this. And that can all be like nice under roof firewood storage. And then I got to get Tom from Concrete with the Hosses, and those guys, they can pour this in the spring, hopefully. I better get on his list right now. Plus we need him in West Virginia as well.
Nothing like a full tank of fuel and a warm cab on a day like today. So what I'm going to dig back in this corner here into the bank, and we'll get a nice pile of shale out here. All right, that's a nice pile there. That'll get me started when I'm ready for it. But it's so nice having this this material here right on the property. If I were to get a load like this, I don't know, good fill dirt, and you don't know what you're gonna get, it's probably 300 bucks a load anymore. And I dug this out of the ground in 10-15 minutes. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. I will put a link in the description for the fire starter. I will also pin a comment with that link as well if you're interested. And if you want some, I would order it as quick as you can, because like I said last time, we sold 805 bags, I think, in 16 hours. But we're getting better. We're able to keep up more, and we will have it available more often. I'm shooting for once a month, so that's the plan moving forward. And I think that's about it. I appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.